Okay, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. As you will see at the moment, Jacqueline's just about to join us. We've got Lynn all the way from the good old United States of America. Evening, Lynn.
Hiya,
And
how you doing?
evening, Jacqueline. Hi, we are live.
Hi,
So
from the sunny state of Florida.
yeah. So you haven't met. You two ladies haven't met before, I know, but
No.
Lynn
No.
is our she's second in charge, and she's our researcher, and she said she's in the USA now, so
Brilliant.
she's decided to join in. So how are you, Jacqueline?
Doing fine, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
busy night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keeps me going, doesn't it?
yeah. So I'll introduce you. Obviously, you're known for your podcasts that you do. Your award-winning podcast now, so
Yes, I've
congratulations.
got my little award here.
Yeah. So
So,
obviously
little ghost.
that's lovely. Yeah. So I mean, I'm well deserved as well. I mean, you put a lot
Oh,
of effort
thank
into your
you.
podcast, but you also clearly also do paranormal investigation as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you do both. So what got us? We'll just go back. What got you started into the paranormal?
It was kind of a New Year's resolution. So me and my ex started watching Most Haunted, watched the first series. And then come New Year, we thought, well, what shall we do? Well, we made a New Year's resolution to basically see if ghosts existed, which was
Brilliant.
quite random. And at the time, it's 2003. We actually had a laptop. We had it was a home computer. It wasn't a laptop then. And we went on. We sort of wasn't even Google then either. We went on. We searched for haunted places, and found that was an event at it was called the Galleries of Justice at the time in Nottingham, and there's something like that Derby Jail with Jason Cole, who was on the first series of Most Haunted.
Oh, cool.
So we booked on both of those, and yeah, it's very intriguing.
Yeah. It's funny how many of us are influenced by Most Haunted when we realise
I know.
where Most Haunted's gone now. But yeah, I mean, Most
Yes, I
Haunted
know.
was a huge influence for me as well. Evening, Helen. I'm sure it was for you as well, Lynn. Yeah, she's on mute just now because it's very windy.
To myself. It's just the wind. Well, it's a gentle breeze, but it sounds like it's a wind. Yeah. It was really good to start with, and I was really fascinated by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we never knew. It's not something I realised you could do, And
Well,
then when they showed that you could go out and there's ways of talking to ghosts, and well, at the time, the first series, you thought you were seeing them with the orbs everywhere, and then they sorted out what that was. But it was fascinating, wasn't it?
yeah, and I think when you watch especially the first series, there was a lot of episodes where they didn't really get anything.
Aye.
And it just suddenly ramped up and ramped up. And even when it ramped up for a while there, they had me. I thought, yeah, this is really good. And then you started
Yeah.
thinking, no, hang on a minute here. And the more you do it yourself, as you know,
This
the
is
more you
it.
learn, and the more you speak to other people, you learn from other people. You kind of realize what orbs are. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how you started out. Did you have your own
Yeah.
group, or were you part of a group?
No, I just went to sort of public ghost hunts just gradually over years, really.
Yeah.
And then I started doing mediumship. That was for a laugh because they did ghost hunting once a fortnight and mediumship once a fortnight. So I didn't really believe in mediumship. A lot of the mediums I'd seen at the time were the ones who wave their arms about. So, you see Derek, he was brilliant, but, you knew he was there, didn't you? And when I went to my first event, the medium there seemed to get possessed when he was on a staircase, started waving his arms and overacting. And, when you don't really know of the existence of spirit, you don't, you don't really believe in it, then it was a bit, well, yeah, okay. But then the more you sort of do it, the more you realise, yeah, there's something happening. There's something out there.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, you're out quite a lot investigating now, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
nearly every weekend.
yeah,
I've taken, I don't know. I've been quieter recently because I've been on holiday and things like that. I'm actually hosting on Saturday at Haunted Antiques again in Hinckley, and it's proud to be Paranormal Day as well.
yep.
So great to be there. So
Yeah, that's brilliant. We've been plugging. We've plugged it already, and we'll all have our t-shirts and photos on Saturday.
yeah,
And we're going to
awesome.
try and all our followers. We want to see your t-shirts as well. So be sure to post. We'll put a post up on Saturday morning, and we'll see how many
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
pictures we can get through the day. Because it's such a cool idea to
it
do,
is. Yeah,
and to spotlight the good side of the
the
paranormal
badges.
community as well.
Yay,
Yeah, yay,
proud to be Paranormal badges. Yeah. And
yeah,
that's it. You've got to embrace who you are and what you do.
yeah. Definitely, there's so much negativity in the field,
That's
and
right.
it is nice to see why teams coming together and supporting each other.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah,
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 it is lovely, and if you can get with like-minded people, have a laugh,
yeah,
then that's it, isn't it? And
yeah,
you sort of find your people, don't you? You quickly work out who's right and who's not, and you can have different methods, whatever, but you just work out if you can get on or not, don't you? And
yeah,
just go the opposite way if you don't, to be fair.
yeah, 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 definitely. And Lynn will be expecting photos from the other side of the pond on Saturday. So proud to see you guys over there with your Highland Paranormal t-shirts on.
Oh yeah, we packed them especially.
That's brilliant.
And the SOS camera.
Yeah, well, I didn't joke when I said I was going to make
I
room
thought you
for
were
it.
joking.
No. Didn't get anything on it, but it was good to have it. Good
Yeah.
to have it.
Perfect. Excellent. Excellent. And Eileen there, she's saying she's got her t-shirts ready.
She's got a cool catball t-shirt. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Got my
Yay.
cat moth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's it. Proud to be
Yeah.
paranormal. It's about cat balls. It's about whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever suits you.
Yeah. Whatever. That's the whole thing. I mean, we use cat ball. We love cat balls.
I do.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like all the really expensive equipment, and
Mm.
most of it's not even proven. So what's the difference between, a £300 piece of kit and a £2 cat ball?
Well, that's it. Like, you get the Ovilus, and like, how
Yeah,
much?
yeah,
Really? It's random words. Like, they may as well get a phone app.
yeah,
But then there's people who go, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. But, you know, just use your common sense. Just try and debunk everything and then see.
yeah.
And
Oh,
that's it, isn't it? And see what works for you.
yeah. That's it in a nutshell, isn't it? It's what works.
Yeah,
It's what works for you. And I mean, I know there's Helen saying cat balls, my bread and butter.
yeah,
When cat balls go off, we'll always try to debunk why it's going off. Is there a
yeah.
breeze? Is that, are we putting our foot down too heavily on the floor or whatever,
Mm,
or whatever it is? Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. And
yeah.
we've had some
Or it can be the
great
position.
responses on that.
But
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Like in my bedroom, like what, just over a week, 2 weeks ago, right in the middle of the night, one was flashing in my bedroom. It was in a glass. There's no reason for it.
right.
I woke up, I started asking questions, and it was responding. Right when it goes off, it activates for a few seconds, doesn't it?
Hmm.
But this was a shorter period of time. And, I know my dad loves them. He's in spirit, and he's been to a few investigations as well. When I
That's
buy a new
lovely.
kit, he comes to play with it, which is a bit, but he does. Especially if it's got flashing lights, which is quite, yeah, but
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
odd.
lovely, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, we've had cat balls at Pool House in Pool U in the West Coast. The first time we did an event there, we actually hadn't had much activity through the house, and the staff kept telling us the top floor, top floor. When you get to top floor, we don't like the top floor. And we went to the top floor, and we were actually getting the cat balls were going off for periods of time, longer than they should. Then they'd stop,
That's
and then
right.
they'd go off again for the same period of time. You know, and at the same time we were getting K2 meters triggering and whatnot. So yeah, it was really kind of, it was fun, and it's such a visual aid as well when you're doing
That's
events and
right.
that. You know, folk love them.
Yeah, this is it. Like I do public events as well. I host
Yeah.
at public events, and for people who don't sort of sense things, I do try encourage people to try and use the sensors because you can't actually deny that. If something happens to you, if something touches you, you can't say, "Oh, that was that kit. We don't know how that works." But and I sort of do encourage things, and it's great if somebody gets a personal experience. But if they don't pick up things like that, then a cat ball or something like that is great, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. There's Eileen saying she loves her cat balls. It's hard to,
Yeah,
that's it. It's hard to ignore when they're responding in an intelligent manner to
that's
questions.
right.
And yeah, come on, debunkers, debunk that.
Well, this is it, and we do debunk everything, don't we?
Yeah,
To the nth degree.
yeah.
So,
I'm guilty. I'm not so much now, but I really closed myself off for a long time where I was, no, it's not paranormal. It's not paranormal. And when you do that, you actually get to the point where you basically shut the door.
yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
And I kind of
Yeah,
thought, no, I've got to reset myself here because this is just, what's the point? What's the point of doing it if you're just going to say everything's not? And I mean, I've had loads of experiences that now that I can't explain.
yeah,
I think everybody in the team said that kind of thing. Helen's saying there she thinks child spirits love playing with the cat balls.
yeah.
Yeah. Evening, Debs. Hope you're well. So yeah, and dowsing rods. I know I spoke when I was on your show. I spoke
Oh,
about the dowsing rods. We love the dowsing rods. I really think I need to start a business selling dowsing rods because when we have the
mm,
dowsing rods at events and people use them, especially the skeptics,
yeah,
yeah, it's real fun when you see their face change.
yeah. That's right. I'm
Yeah,
shocking on dowsing rods. I have had them work for me. But I
yeah.
think anyone can use them. You just got to practice, really.
Yeah, well, when I started out with them, I wasn't much good at all, and I just kept at it. And
Yeah.
yeah, it makes a huge difference. And I'll tell you who I'm really impressed with Lynn's husband, Colin, who's been using them stateside, and
Wow.
he's had some really good interactions over there. With a couple of videos on with him using the rods, and yeah, it's really, really strong interactions with them, which is really, really good.
Wow. It's incredible.
Yeah, yep,
Hello.
yeah. And Willow's there as well. How
Hello.
you doing, young lady? You're well. So yeah, so that the old school tools always seem to work. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the rods and that. So you're saying you've got an event on Saturday. What's your favourite location that you've been to so far?
Well, I do like haunted antiques because I've been there so often,
Mm-hmm.
and some well, there's dolls, and they've got character. I think something is with them,
Yeah,
and it's great to see people's interaction with them. There's a specific doll, and you sort of don't mention this doll. And then when people walk in, you've got 10 people, someone's always drawn to go and pick her up. And why
yeah,
is that? And then some people dislike her. And,
yeah,
it's just watching other people as well and their sort of actions with these dolls and everything.
yeah,
Like there is like a life-size clown there. So obviously people are going to react to that naturally. It's big and like, well, something could jump out of there. But
yeah.
these dolls, like there's dolls everywhere in that particular room. But why are people just drawn to that one?
That is strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lynn's got a doll.
Yay. Oh, wow. Cool. Brilliant.
Robbie the doll.
Robert the
smart.
doll.
I call him Robbie. It's Robert the doll. Yes, Robert the
Yeah.
doll.
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just
I've
done
I've
an
got.
investigation with him
How did
for
it
the real
go?
one. It was really quiet
Oh
with
wow.
Robert. Really quiet with Robert. We connected. He's in a museum in a fort in Key West. It's a long story how he got there. It's on our Facebook page if you want to go look at it. It was quiet with him, but we made contact with, we think, a young woman who was a nurse. The fort was a yellow fever hospital when it broke out in Key West. And Colin got lots of good responses on the rods. The guide gave us the name of Peggy that came up in the previous investigation. We asked, was her name Peggy? And the rods didn't move. And we asked if she knew Peggy, and the rods crossed for yes. So that was very interesting.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Dolls are interesting. We've got the one doll that we sometimes take when we're doing events, more for if we're doing like just a stall at an event, and it's really funny watching the public. You've got two groups of people. You've got a group of people who are straight to your table, and then there's the group that will come nowhere near your table. They'll be looking, they'll be pointing, but they'll be on the other side of the room. It is quite funny, and I've even seen parents pulling their children back from the dolls.
Incredible.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I love them or hate them. I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I just ended up with two. I didn't mean to. Just happened. So I went to a 1940s tea room because they were having some activity. And there's this doll on a shelf above one of the tables. And they said that they got it from a charity shop, but people were going into the cafe and complaining because it gave off bad vibes. And also it kept falling off the shelf. So, so they wanted rid of it. They didn't know what to do. They didn't want to take it back to a charity shop. So they said I could have it. So I walked through a town with this quite a big doll holding its hand as if it was a child, walking it through the town. Well, holding it by its hands. So yeah, at least it wasn't on a local spotted site, property to children. But yeah. And yeah, she's been in the house a bit, and then it was on a local spotted site one day. Somebody had a doll that actually found it in a car park of a supermarket, and it's got a damaged face, and they're going to use it for Halloween. So they're going to paint Halloween over it, just the blood and everything like that. So they took it home, and their dog started going crazy over it. So they just decided they didn't want it in the house. So they put it on, I've got this doll. What do we do with it? So me being me, yeah, I'll have it. So I went round to collect it. And they got XL Bully. And it was in the kitchen. It sort of got out of the kitchen. And I got past the doll. It started cowering. So I saw her. I was like reacting to this doll with my own eyes. And also the gentleman in the house, when I went to collect it, he said the night before he'd used an app. And a picture had fallen down from, just behind him for no reason. So, yeah, but, they just sit in my other room. I do get odd noises, but I can't say it's them.
Yeah.
With me, it could be anything following me from investigations, to be fair. Free house,
Yeah, but I mean, we've talked about it. I know on our shows on a few occasions, animals and that, they've got that sixth sense, haven't they? They've got that.
That's it.
They're picking up things. I know that's something that we ask people when people contact us if they think they've got something in their house, and we'll go to them. Have you got a pet, a dog, or a cat? How are they behaving?
Yeah.
They're okay. You're okay. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
And we had I haven't had a chance to tell Lynn this, but when we went back to the old farmhouse that we do, we were talking to the farmer, and he said, I don't know what you did the last time you were here, but he says, my dog, which has always been happy coming into this farmhouse before now, the last time he came in here, he went berserk and jumped out the
Wow.
window. It would not come back in.
My gosh.
So yeah. So yeah, they definitely do. There's
I'll
islands.
maybe take Seska next time then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
take Seska.
Yeah.
She likes a car. She likes a nosy around.
Yeah. Yeah. It's we're very lucky. We've got this farmhouse that basically we can come in and investigate anytime we
Oh,
want.
brilliant.
There was activity reported in it, so that was the reason why we were kind of asked to go and have a look in the first place.
Wow.
So yeah, it's quite a big house. So I think our next visit we're planning is an after dark visit. Because
Awesome.
we've done it in the daylight. We've not done it after dark. There's no electricity, no street lights, nothing. So it will be dark. So
Nice one.
we think it's gonna take on a different look. Yeah, different look. Definitely. There's Kyra saying, Lynn, please bring her. So yeah. So you've got I don't know if you're allowed to talk about this. So we never got a chance to speak. You've got another project you're working on just now.
Well, I've
And
got a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I sent the book to the publisher in January. I will say, Haunted Magazine are actually going to do this book, but we sort of had a slight delay on it. Well, bit of a delay, and it should be coming out in October.
Awesome. Just
So,
in time for
yeah.
Halloween.
Well, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be earlier, but things happen, and I don't think for me it was the right time for it to come out either, because I've been struggling at the moment. So hopefully, come October things will be different, and I'll be in a different place.
Yeah.
Sort
So
of,
what's the subject of the book?
It's just is it biography, autobiography? So like it looks at me sort of from a childhood and like the sort of religious beliefs, and then sort of where I am, what I do now, and some of the like experiences I've had.
Awesome.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't believe in mediumship, and now I sort of I can see things. I used to say that I needed a brick to hit me before I knew a spirit was there, and now I sort of get images, can get names, dates, things like that. I've been doing
Yes.
development for about 8 years. Well, no longer than that. I say 8 years. I've probably been saying it for 10 years. So, but yeah. So I do development, and I can pick up on things. And through that, I've also had some really strange encounters.
Yeah.
But it's
Sounds
just
awesome. So
incredible.
it's your journey into, I suppose
Yeah,
it's your
that's
journey
right.
into the paranormal realm.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
basically what I do now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. Oh wow. I'm not the
I
other
don't
side of
believe
the phone
that.
lines out. No.
Yeah, I don't believe that,
No.
Eileen. You're too nice, too
Oh,
lovely.
she is,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I saw Eileen last September for a few days, and
Mhm.
it's just an incredible time. And her and
Yeah.
Tommy, they're brilliant. Took me to some brilliant locations, and
Yeah.
I had a babysit for my dog as well. So he went out, and it was fun.
Yeah,
I
hoping to
can't
get down at
pronounce the
some point.
places I went to, mind you, but hey.
No?
Oh gosh, no. I do sometimes have trouble pronunciation.
Wait till you come up here.
Well, that's what I mean. It was, it's near Edinburgh, so
Yeah,
yeah.
in Edinburgh, most of it's proper posh language they use in Edinburgh. Not up in the Highlands, it's not. You've got all the Gaelic.
Oh, well.
And then you go over to Lynn's area and it's Doric. So it's
Yeah.
loons and quines and the likes of.
Right.
So
Oh,
yeah.
blimey.
Yeah.
It was Wales what did my head in. I
Wales would
didn't
do my
even
head
try. Oh
in.
no. Oh, the names, the words, I can't even pronounce. I can't even try.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
won't try. It's just too complicated for me.
Yeah. We've got I was actually on the chat the other night just watching, and they were talking about fairies. So I was
Oh yeah.
telling them about Inverness's Fairy Hill, which is Tom Nahura Hill. And to be fair, they could say it. They pronounced it fairly well.
Wow.
So I was quite impressed. But there's an old story in Inverness of an accident happening on Tomnahurich Street where the wheel came off a cart. And basically the policeman arrived and he asked some onlookers to help him drag it round the corner into Kenneth Street because he couldn't spell Tomnahurich Street.
Not surprised.
I don't know if it's true, but I will hope it's a true.
It sounds good. It really, yeah, it does.
Yeah. There's Helen saying, "Yes, I'm with you, Jacqueline." Totally confused
Yeah,
with the voice names.
it's just too much. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. So you're planning coming back to Scotland, hopefully.
Well, yeah. So it's because I'm trying to keep it open for 2 weeks, and then it turns out that I've got something on my last Saturday of the month, and then I've got a rearranged trip to York, which is like, so I might have to cancel that, because it does cut into 2 weeks. But my
York's
problem
lovely,
is
though.
I've decided I've got to like certain campsites, so I've got a little route. Like last time I went to Culloden, so I went to Rosemarkie, or however you pronounce that.
Spot on.
Oh, that's fine. I can manage that one. But I
Yeah.
love that campsite because you're right on a hill over the
Mhm.
sea. Just on, that's stunning. I went to Culzean Castle. I could say that one. I didn't used to. And I went to Boleskine House.
Boleskine.
Boleskine, and I always get that wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I want to go there again.
Yeah, well, they've just actually got a lottery grant to.
Yeah,
I
that's it.
think
I've seen that. I do
pretty
follow the
much.
news on that.
Yeah.
It always intrigues me. And I always
Yeah.
say it wrong. I got told off by the bloke who lives on the banks of Loch Ness. He says, "Oh, you pronounce it, Steve."
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, you pronounce it like that." I thought, "Oh, yeah, okay." And I managed to. Oh dear.
Yeah.
So Helen's having a laugh at me, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not trying.
It's Ardersier, Helen. I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell it, but I think it's Ardersier. You mean?
Which is that one's doable. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can say that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
But
it's just
yeah,
some
so
incredible places.
yeah, I think all over the UK we're spoiled.
Oh,
We're spoiled.
yeah.
We're spoiled rotten. So, yeah. Well, I hope I can say it properly because if a local can't say it properly, we're in trouble. Yeah. But yeah, we are. I mean, you were talking about York. I would love.
Yeah.
I've been to York a couple of times just as a tourist.
Yeah.
I love York.
Yeah.
I love Northumberland. Been there
Yes, I do.
so many times. Maybe that's the Scot in me because it's the fighting ground. But no, Bamborough. I love Bamborough Castle, Chillingham
Bamborough,
Castle.
yeah. Well, I've never been in. Obviously, I've walked near it. I've stayed there a couple of times. At sea houses. Well, Beadnell Bay. I've stayed there. So, obviously you see the castle because it's not far away. But I've never been in there because I've got a dog. So it's a bit awkward, isn't it? But
yeah.
We go on the beach and we sort of walk underneath it, and yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Well, that imagery's been in a fair few films and TV
Oh,
shows over the years,
definitely,
isn't it? Yeah. Quite a few times.
It's huge,
I've been there.
It's just a massive castle, isn't it?
Yeah. It's. I think that's what it is actually about it. It is just so massive.
That's right.
I think that's kind of what makes it appeal. And then as you've got Chillingham, which Chillingham's just, I don't know. Lynn, have you been to Chillingham or Castle?
I don't think we have.
No, Chillingham's like going back into maybe not the Dark Ages, but you normally go to castles and they're all kind of been, poshed up. They're all kind of Victorianized and there's been a bit of money splashed about. Chillingham, you go in and you think, yeah, I could actually be walking back 200-300 years here easily. It really has got a vibe all of its own. It's got an absolutely horrendous torture chamber with every type of instrument you could ever
Wow.
think of and more.
I'm
But yeah,
fascinated by those. I don't know why.
well, it's worth it. As I said, it's worth if you get an opportunity.
Mm,
It's supposed to be haunted as well,
yeah,
but yeah, it is a really, it's got a different vibe compared to most castles I've ever visited.
yeah. I've
Um,
been to a church next door. So I drove there and I parked outside the church, but I didn't work out how to get access to the other, where the actual castle
right.
was. So I didn't make it, but I've got the dog with me. So
Right.
that's
Yeah.
all, he would have had to stay in the car anyway. And
Yeah.
because the road was like in the middle of nowhere, I didn't want to just leave him and then sort of, I did walk up the drive to the castle and just got a photo, but I didn't really want to leave him there and go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that graveyard next door is intriguing.
Oh, I need
That's
to go
got a
there
bit of
then
an
next time.
energy and atmosphere, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll need to
Yeah,
go.
that
Need to
was
go there.
interesting. And you could get in the church.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
it's a
yeah.
it's a
I've been in
wonderful.
I've been in Warwick Castle when I was about 2, 3. That's a long time ago, 20 odd years ago now. And I went into the dungeon bit and I came over all funny and nauseous. And a few
Yeah.
years later, Most Haunted did it, and that's Yvette went into that room and she went like that as well. So
Wow.
that was quite interesting to think back. Before I was involved in any of the paranormal stuff as well. So Warwick's quite a good castle as well.
Yeah, I've been there twice. I've done 2 private investigations there with MJ and Sage, and that's an incredible location.
Did you get anything?
Yeah,
Did
well,
you get anything?
the first time she split us into groups. So it's me, Gary Fields, and somebody else. It's the first time I actually met Gary Fields, who is an amazing medium. And he has a way of linking his guides to your guides. So I was walking in rooms and I was doing 26 minutes of like, oh yeah, that's going on there, this character and describing and everything. And I've got footage somewhere. It's just so incredible. Yeah, I was picking up, the energies, feeling ill in places, and fascinating place. I got a photo as well. Took 3 photos. First one was quite blurred. Second one clearer. Third one clearer. And the third one, there's something different on the image.
Wow.
So yeah, interesting photo. I haven't got many which are unusual, let's say.
Yeah, I think I do wonder if we've got the technology to capture a ghost, if we want to call it a ghost on camera. I do question that. I know that we specifically had one experience around an aura being seen by 5 different people in the room. Wow. Of a medium white aura all around them. Everybody in the room was taking photographs with whichever devices they had, and it didn't show up on any of them. So yeah. Yeah, the old kirk at North Berwick. I'm pretty sure I've been there. Again, I visit so many places, kind of not investigating.
Yeah.
I really need to start. I keep saying this. I need to carry a kit in the car, especially when you're driving around the Highlands, because you find these old abandoned graveyards all over the place. So yeah, really should start doing that. Yeah, famous for the witch trials in Berwick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. It really is.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get a chance to, Janice. Hopefully you'll get a chance to come over at some
Highlands
point.
are absolutely stunning. The scenery. I do photography, and it's just so stunning.
Yeah, I never
Really
get. I
is.
mean, I never get tired of it. I smile just thinking about
Oh,
the place. But
definitely.
we're so lucky. Um,
Mm.
we've got so much on our doorstep here as well.
Oh gosh,
Um,
definitely.
but
Yeah.
yeah, everywhere's got. I mean, you've got Robin Hood.
I've got Robin Hood, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I mean,
that's
I've
it.
loved Robin Hood since I was a kid. I
Oh
mean, I've
wow, that's
loved it.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
You know,
definitely Nottingham. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
100% Nottingham.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm Stefan.
Ah, good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. To be perfectly honest, I've got enough pairs of Dyson rod starters to keep a spare set in the car. So I have ones that I tend to use, my personal ones that I tend to use myself. That kind of they're my ones, I get the best kind of responses from. But yeah, you've got to keep at it, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Definitely got to keep at that. Keep at the rods. So apart from you've got Haunted Antiques at the weekend, have you got
Yeah.
anything else? Any other locations planned?
Yeah, that I'm a Celebrity Castle in Wales.
Oh,
I'm going
cool.
there in November.
Yeah.
So I'm going there with Claire Evans, National Paranormal Investigators. I think it's a bit of a Para Unity one, so I think one or two teams are sort of involved. So there's quite a few sort of teams who sort of get together and hire out these big locations.
Yeah.
There's the local place called That Weird Shop. That's in Nottingham. So basically, he sells everything. A lot of collector's items. He's a musician. And he used to sort of work at a local haunted pub and sort of do events there. So then when he got this business, things started happening. So he's got a few haunted dolls in, some spirit boards, and various things. And yeah, it's incredible.
Cool.
So I've got that booked twice. Yeah.
Keep him busy then.
I tend to, I've usually got more booked than this, but at the moment it's kind of quiet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, we try to get out at least once a month through the summer. I'm looking out the
yeah.
window; it's pouring rain just now.
Oh gosh.
Um,
It's
eh,
summer, isn't it, for you?
yeah,
Dear
but
me.
that's a problem that we this year. It's been so wet at times that
Yeah.
location wise, it's a bit of a challenge if you're going outdoors. There's plenty of outdoors locations, but um, trying to get indoor locations it is more of a challenge. And certainly I think that the para unity approach is brilliant for
Yeah.
getting into some of these locations. Unfortunately, there's not many up here who want to open their door, which is a problem.
Oh, that's
Um,
a shame, yeah.
yeah, yeah, but we keep chipping away.
Yeah.
We've got into a few locations recently. We got into one location recently that we never thought we would get into. So yeah,
Fantastic, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be helping to host an event at a beautiful location near me as well. So my friend has managed to get it, so that's going to be interesting. So that's why I kept my calendar quiet in a way. So I
Hmm.
didn't kind of know when that was going to happen, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, Stefan said he'd been invited to investigate local museum yesterday. So that's awesome.
Also in talks locally with somebody as well who's got access to a number of locations. So I'll see what I can do there.
Brilliant.
I've already suggested something for Halloween, so try and get something up and running for that one.
Yeah. So do you
But
find
more
yourself?
than an investigation.
Yeah. Do you find yourself busier around October? We do, but do you find yourself it's busier
No,
in October? No.
same anytime really. I just keep busy. So
Right.
yeah. I'm usually busier than now, but it's just gone quiet at the moment for me. I
Right.
don't know.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
it got to a stage that I was just doing stuff every week. And then you're like, well, how do you get a holiday in? And if I do want to do 2 weeks in Scotland, then, you don't, you're not booking your time off so that you can go away and then realise that every weekend you're doing paranormal and can't actually go anywhere.
Yeah. I've got that
So,
problem at times.
yeah. And it happens, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep 2 weeks free in Scotland for Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we've got some stuff planned. We actually took some Americans round probably about a month ago now. Some really nice people, paranormal investigators from the States.
Oh, yeah.
We spent a couple of days with them, taking them around some of the, I'll say, the local haunts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they really enjoyed it. So it would be lovely. And fingers crossed we get decent weather
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Right.
So we do have an event coming up in September, which is for our friends group, but it's indoor, and
All right.
it's a really good location that we've investigated both privately and as an event before. So,
Beautiful.
but we're only going to take 12 people around. It's not a big event
Yeah.
from
That's
that
the
side.
best way.
Yeah, but as I said, it's it'll be cool, and it's September, and I was thinking if you're here, we'll get you along. So we'll see.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah,
I just need to get my stuff arse in gear, basically. Because I need
Don't
to
we
sort
all?
out campsites and everything. No, 2 weeks in Scotland isn't enough. It's 1,500 miles drive. That's what I've done over the last 2 visits. I spent been in 7 different locations camping, and you spend a day like driving. You put your tent up, and that's it, isn't it? So if you're spending one night somewhere, you don't actually get a chance to look round it.
Yeah,
So that's where I tend to sort of go to the same campsites, because then you can sort of. But then I go to Loch Ness. I go to the same campsite. I go to the Foy Beach. Is that how you pronounce it?
Foy Beach, Doors Beach,
Foyes. Yeah. Oh,
the one
Fours.
where
Is it? Yeah,
is
yeah,
it at Loch Ness?
yeah,
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 Doors Beach. Yeah,
yeah. So I go there.
yeah,
Then I want to go to that graveyard near the house and
yeah,
things like that. So, you don't actually do anything different, do you? You just because you like the places that much, you want to go back to them.
yeah, yeah. I get that. And the graveyard at Boleskine is
Yeah,
fascinating, and there's
it
definitely
it is
there's definitely
fascinating, isn't
something
it?
there's definitely something in there.
Oh, I'm
Um,
intrigued by that. Yeah,
yeah,
and what a stunning view as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
I do find I've said this before, and especially I don't know about it how it is in England, but in Scotland, graveyards always seem to have the best views. They tend to
yeah.
always seem to get the best views in Scotland. Top of the
Wow.
hills or
No, not
something.
here.
Yeah,
No, you just get it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
on a hill in this town, but it's not. No, it's not. Not great. To be fair.
No,
It faces, you've got it sort of goes up a hill, then you've got fields around it, but it's not exactly a stunning view. But then I'm just outside Nottingham,
right.
so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean the one in Inverness, as mentioned, Tomnahurich Hill, which is now a graveyard. The Fairy Hill, the views from the top of that are spectacular. You can
Wow,
see the whole city from one side, and you can see out towards, I suppose, out towards the Loch Ness from the other side. On a
oh
clear
yeah,
day from the other side, you can actually see right out as far as Fort George,
wow,
and a Fortrose on the other side. So it's
my
yeah,
gosh.
it's spectacular, the views you get from the top of that graveyard. But yeah, Boleskine is it's a fascinating place.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
No doubt about it. Yeah, I'm not sure what Helen means by Guernsey graveyards are highly recommended.
Yeah.
She's laughing, so I'm not quite sure what she means by that.
Mm.
Do you think graveyards are active as a rule, or
I think things happen, yeah.
yeah?
I wouldn't sort of go in where the new gravestones are. I sort of go where right at the back where sort of the old 1800s, whatever, and it is interesting. But from my perspective and the way I see it, like my mum always used to go to a graveyard because my gran did. So my gran had 2 children, one got lost like early on. So my mum always used to go to a gran with to this grave.
Mhm.
And then when my gran passed, my mum carried on going.
Yeah.
And you think of like all the time that was spent there visiting. So in death, would you still do that?
Yeah.
If it's kind of a habit,
Yeah. Probably. I mean, certainly in the past, when we worked with one of our previous mediums, that's what he would pick up a lot of times in graveyards. He said, "You don't pick up the people who are here are buried here. They're not here. They're not around.
yeah,
Their souls have gone. But you will get visitors
yeah,
who basically come in to see the graves of their loved ones and from life. It
yeah,
makes perfect sense. I mean, we've always, well, I certainly am of the opinion, the work that we've done, that spirit is where it loved in life.
yeah,
I don't, I've never come across, I don't think I've ever come across a case where it's been the kind of typical, oh, something horrific happened to them and that's why they're kind of stuck here. They're not stuck. They come, they go, but they're there
mm,
because they love being there in life, you know?
yeah. It's so
I think that's,
intriguing, isn't
and
it?
I think that's a lovely
Yeah,
thought that we can all take with us, that we're, once we go, we're gonna come back.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's one spirit I've encountered, and it's got strong links from a past life. And a past life story is mad, and it is going to be in my book. Hello, Barry. How you
Hi,
doing?
Barry.
I've spoken to you for what, 3/4 of an hour. But yeah, proud to be Paranormal Day.
Yeah, we'll need to get Barry on at some point, definitely,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
for a
Yeah,
chat
he's
as
done a
well.
lot
But
for
yeah,
paranormal,
yeah, but
and everyone thinks of this proud to be paranormal, don't they?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
great community and just a way of getting together and promoting each other, really, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely needs to be more of it, away from the, as we said at the start, getting
Hmm.
away from the negativity of it all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we all love what we do, you
yeah,
know. And if you are miserable, then bye, leave them be, leave them to do the moaning about whatever.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I was just going to say, Lynn, I'm not sure what's going on with that cloud behind you.
Oh yeah, it's a twister.
That's fine. That's fine. When you hear it rumbling, then you run.
If you disappear, we'll know why.
Sorry.
You're having a Wizard of Oz
No
moment.
rumbles. No rumbles as yet.
No rumbles as yet. Oh well. Good to know. Good to know. Wow. Yeah. The
Wow.
church.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine, Terry. That must be. I would think that would be extremely, extremely active. Um, when you think of that, definitely.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
right, I met
Um,
Alistair. Alistair's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him
100%,
get
Alistair.
dressed up in a Ghostbuster outfit. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Awesome. Yeah. That's at Dudley. It's a get together at Dudley. Parapiss up. So if you've us
We
from
need to have a
Wednesbury,
parapiss up.
Wednesbury Paranormal organised it, and yeah, and
Yeah.
Andy, what's his name? Yeah, Haunted Exchange guy. They just sort of it's awesome.
Yeah. It sounds like fun. Definitely.
Yeah, it's fancy
Yeah.
dress as well.
Yeah.
So Peaky Blinders.
Ah, cool.
So I got my
Yeah.
1920s flapper dress on and did some karaoke, had a laugh, and that was it. And you just get to chat to people, and it was fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I love meeting like-minded people.
Oh yeah,
I can chat for hours with, and I've been so
yeah,
lucky to meet folk like yourself and others, in the field, and you're always learning from everybody and passing on stories. It just gives me a buzz,
yeah.
It gives me a
It is
buzz.
fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
certainly want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's 2 years since we went to Walsall, so that we went round the town, pub crawl, and yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
my 50th birthday party, which, well, it was a whiskey tasting event with quite a few of
Nice.
the group. Yeah, it's it was, well, certainly for me it was a bit of carnage. It was like being
Oh.
21. The next day was definitely, I felt like I was 21 again.
Oh, blimey.
yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit rough. It was a little bit rough.
Yeah. At least you've got decent whiskey up there, haven't you?
Oh yeah, no,
So what's
that
your
wasn't the
favourite?
problem. That's
Oh,
what
no.
I
It's quantity.
I don't know. It depends on the mood.
Okay.
To be perfectly honest, what my favourite is, and I only started drinking whiskey a few years ago.
Oh,
So
wow.
I never used to drink whiskey. But yeah, it's there's a Singleton malt that they do that you can only buy from the distillery just up from here in Muirvord.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, that would probably
Oh,
be the one that I
yeah.
would. Somebody said
I've
that's
heard
the only
of that
whiskey you can ever drink again. That would probably be the one I would go for.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I sort of like Talisker.
yeah.
I like that one. From
Talisker.
Sky.
Yeah.
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 There you
It's
go. I'm great at pronunciation.
yeah.
There you
Peat.
go.
That's a peaty one.
I
Smoky
like the
peaty.
peat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the barrels as well, if it's a sherry barrel or
Yeah.
bring the smoky peat
Yeah.
through. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Eileen. Doesn't like a whiskey.
Yeah.
No, I've been to quite a few distilleries, but oh no,
Yeah.
that is strange. Glaver's weird. It's really sweet. Yeah, it's different.
Well, Lynn's just shaking her head.
Yes, Lafrogue. I like that.
Yeah.
Lafrogue, even though I probably pronounced
yeah.
it wrong.
There's Barry. Now Barry was at the whiskey tasting, and Barry
Ah.
was up in the morning, with absolutely no problems at all. Yeah. But Colin makes up for it, doesn't he? Colin will happily drink the whiskey. Lynn, I think she's froze
yes.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Got a plane going overhead.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Have I unfrozen now?
Yeah, you've unfrozen now.
Yeah. No, Colin likes a whiskey. If we go to a distillery, he gets my samples. I just
Wow.
I am ashamed to be Scottish and hate whiskey.
It's a love-hate thing, though, isn't it? It is a love-hate thing. You either love it or you hate it. There's nobody seems to meet in the middle with whiskey. It's you either love it or
And
you hate
I've
it.
tasted loads, and I just don't like any of them.
Oh well, more for Colin.
I inherited quite a collection from my stepdad when he passed, so he's set for a good few years.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Debs is, but she's saying it's hot toddy in this weather.
Not here.
It's 19 degrees here, which is good at this time of night.
Yeah. It's what 15. It's saying 15 degrees here, heavy rain. I can't see blue sky trying to break through.
It's currently 33 degrees here.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of average for Florida. It's usually 40 in the July. It's kind of cooler this summer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
There's a good bit of Scots from Eileen for you. Gies me the boat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, that's got speech. Yeah.
I've seen that word before from Eileen, so I know I get that word now.
Maximus Seek and Doric.
Ah.
Seek.
Yeah. Gaelic, Doric, Scots, Glaswegian. Yeah, we've got them all. Highlander and East Lothian, hot toddy anytime. Ah, right. Not been there.
Wow.
Mm.
Gosh.
Yeah. We've certainly had a few occasions where we've connected with spirit in a graveyard, and they've been there for a very specific reason, to look over a grave. and they don't leave.
Yeah.
And it's normally a parent of it'll be a child's grave, and yeah, it's they're the tough ones. They actually do kind of give you a bit of a lump in the throat and
Yeah,
whatnot.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes you do pick up on some stories and they're heartbreaking, aren't they?
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I mean, Lynn does a lot of research before we go to a location, and she'll then do research if anything's picked up at a location. And when you get that, when it
Great,
hits,
yeah.
when it's a direct hit, it's like, oh, goosebumps
Yeah, it's
territory.
beautiful, isn't it?
You know, we've had some good hits over the years where you've kind of got the you know, the evidence, written
Yeah.
evidence to back up what you've picked up, and there's and a lot of cases of things you couldn't find easily. You know, and then there's the frustrating ones where you know there's a story but you just can't connect the dots
Mm.
together. So yeah, but so I'm watching time because I know you've had a long day and you've been
I'm all right. I'm
you're fine.
fine.
Oh, we'll keep going and
Yeah.
we'll just keep leathering then.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. That's fine because I was going to ask who you were going to have on over the next couple of weeks, but we'll keep that question for closer to the end.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we've asked kind of what's your favorite location to investigate. What would you say do you prefer private events, private investigations to events, or does it bother you?
Yeah. I do prefer private investigations. Well, I did kind of book locations myself, and then sort of I've got the ticket price and then just cut it between however many go and try and keep it really low. If I have to have 10, then I have to have 10 people, you know, to pay. If it's 400 quid, then it's £40 each basically. And I sort of pick up the insurance every month. And I just, but then like I've got a little group and sort of like-minded people are involved in there. So it's people I know I've worked with before, or originally I've met them on Facebook, but then, when people work together, it's just great. And that's what I sort of try and, like when I do one of my sort of private things, I just say like, your first vigil, just work together, see how that goes, create the energy, then just go off. As long as you're not interfering with the vigil. So,
Yeah.
just go another part of the building. You just don't disturb what the others are doing. You want to do a live feed, do a live feed. You want to film it, film it. And that's the thing with doing, like, if you go on a public event, you can't film it, you can't get the evidence as such. But then it does get you into these beautiful locations which you couldn't afford or you couldn't even get into
Yeah.
on your own. So each are different,
Yeah.
like the public events, some companies want you to do table tipping and all that. Well, I'll try and avoid it. I avoid it where, if I don't know the people on it, I don't even take part. And then I just sort of go in a corner and see if I can pick something up. So they're table tipping and they're doing the yes, no, or they're doing a board and it's going yes, no. If I can tune into something and there's not a lot happening, then I would sort of say what I'm getting and then, ask questions and it's going to yes, yes, yes. Then I'll throw in a wrong question just to see how they're going. Like if you're using dowsing rods or something, just to test them as well.
Yeah.
So, but, I don't, if I do pick things up, I don't take over either. Because you've got to be mindful because there's some events where you get one person coming in, a medium, just take over the whole show and you think, well, anyone can come out with a story, can't they?
Yeah.
So you just got to be careful, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You know.
definitely. I mean, there's Eileen saying as well, locations now are becoming so expensive.
Not around
£600.
here. The haunted that weird shop. That's a good price.
Yeah.
Quarter of that. So that's really handy. But it's a lot of small rooms. It's like 2 stories and a cellar, 2-story high and a cellar. So there's a lot of little rooms. So you get. I usually take about 6, 7. Yeah, try and keep it small just to pay for it.
Mhm.
And then Matlock Pavilion, that's quite a big location, but still keep it small because you know you don't want somebody making a noise, do you? You know, if I do sort of do a vigil somewhere else, and you know, you want to know where everyone is in the building, don't you?
Yeah, it's trying to get that balance.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, especially for we're non-profit, so if we book somewhere, we've kind of got to make sure we can cover our costs.
Yeah.
But yeah, smaller groups for everyone. Even when I do my ghost walks, I limit the numbers I take on a
That's
ghost
good.
walk, because it's a better experience for everybody all round, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and some locations are fine. Some locations you can take, you know, larger groups because the location's so big.
Yeah.
You know that it's not going to interfere with the other groups.
Yeah.
So yeah, that works fine. But you know,
It's just knowing and trusting the other people that they are going to stick in an area for an hour rather than get bored and keep moving around.
yeah,
Like
well,
back in the day, you know, you used to have these events where people organise them, and you just find that the organisers were just like walking around all night, disturbing each other. Well, you're not going to achieve anything, are you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's what I've been saying as well. Difficult when locations limit the number, but
Yes.
impose high fees. I mean, to be honest, we would just say no. We just go right. That's
Yeah.
it. We're not doing it. You know,
Yeah.
we took the decision last year for the first time to do an event for ourselves with a public event, but normally what we would do is we would just support a charity or a non-profit organization. They would organize the location, and we would just turn up in the night and do the paranormal thing. But
Yeah.
last year, for the first time, we took a plunge and we thought, well, we're going to have to start trying to finance the team a little. You know, I think we're all in the same boat. If we were a business, we'd have been out of business a long time ago
Oh
because
gosh,
you know
yeah,
it's just
that's
like
it.
burning money every month. But
Yeah.
we love doing it, so that's not a problem. But you know, we did 2-night event for a museum last year up in the north of Scotland. And that cost us as a group over £800.
Mm.
You know, and that's a lot of money. And we kind of
Yeah,
just
it
thought,
is
and we
definitely.
just kind of thought after that, yeah, we've really got to start looking at how we can finance. But at the same time, and you know, Lynn backs up here, we always keep our prices as low as we possibly can. You
Yeah,
know,
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
we've
'cause
always
things are
prided
so
ourselves.
expensive now, aren't they? And you
Yeah.
see these events companies and some of the prices are ridiculous. But some are open about being a business
Mhm.
and they have staff, and some of these pay expenses to the staff and uniforms and everything else. But then you've got the other ones who are sort of running these public events. They're not open about it and they're sort of taking all the money for themselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just wish people would be open about what their sort of objectives are, really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Alistair about the hotel costs as well. But yeah, I
Yeah.
sort of I I did a location for a team. Well, 2. I did Drakelow Tunnels. I there's a great big company called Dusk Till Dawn at one stage. They've unfortunately have gone now, but they were a really big company. They sort of did events all around England, and I did a tryout for them in Kidderminster, about 1.5 hour drive. So I went camping. So I did 2 nights camping down there to make, you know, because it's a long way just to drive there and back, isn't it? And not see a place. So yeah, sometimes do the hotel as well. It's
Yeah.
further afield. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's difficult in England as well because I'm right near 2 cities. So I'm situated between Derby and Nottingham, equal distance between them. So if you get like any outdoor sort of ruins or anything else, then everyone else goes there. So you're very lucky to be able to go one night and nobody else turn up.
Hmm.
So with it being outdoors as well, but there isn't a lot around here where you've got loads of castles to go, haven't you? That's
Yeah, lots
brilliant.
of ruined. There's lots of ruined
Yeah,
castles that you can get to. Yeah,
yeah,
you know, it's when you want to go into one of the castles that's still operating as a castle.
yeah. That's
The ones that really frustrate me are the ones who are quite happy to tell you in all their blurb that they're haunted, but will not let a paranormal team in.
oh,
You know, that's a bit frustrating. There's a few locations like that in Inverness and close to Inverness who are quite happy to sell themselves as haunted, but actually will not let a paranormal team come in, which
that's a
makes
shame.
you it does make you wonder. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I was surprised by that because Eileen told me a lot of them just closed and that was it really, and it's a shame.
yeah.
Really is.
There's a lot of even ruined sites that have been closed off since the pandemic
Mm,
that need work done to them, and Historic Scotland have just closed them.
yeah.
Um,
I got
yeah.
married in a hotel in a castle. Got married in a castle in Scotland, and that's closed, which is a shame.
Mhm.
I actually visited there last year, and it says private drive to the castle. Thought, yeah, okay, I'm
Ah,
going to the castle. So I carried on, carried on. I got to the end and like you got the cage around the castle and like loads of cars there. Another way back was a security man with a dog. So I waved to him because I was in the car, so it's all good.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, it was a shame. And I also stayed at Borthwick Castle as
All right.
well. So that's approaching Edinburgh. So, and
Yeah,
yeah, I visited there and it just looks like it's a wedding venue now, which is a shame.
yeah, yeah. Leith Hall. We never got to. We've talked. I don't know. We've talked about Leith Hall. I don't know how many times, but we've never done anything about. I don't think we ever
I
done anything.
contacted them last year and they never got back to us. They were working with another group last year.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Some of
Oh
some
well.
of the national trust castles are pro, like we're going to back to Castle Fraser. It's a National Trust castle. Some of the castles in the National Trust just depends on the manager. They're either for it or against it.
Yeah.
We didn't hear back for 5 years at all last year.
Hmm. Yeah. It's the National Trust are more open, as Stefan is saying there. I mean, anytime I've approached the National Trust, it's been you just need to speak to the local manager. It's up to it's their discretion on whether or not they want to allow you to do it or not.
Yeah, they are funny in England about that.
Mm,
National Trust or English Heritage.
yeah,
They don't tend to want paranormal teams in.
yeah, it's a shame. It's because it's a great money spinner for these places if
It
they,
is, yeah.
if they kind of. And then Castle Fraser, the staff are brilliant. I've never been at a location where they get it because they do quite a few events for different groups. So they were so helpful on the night. Um, it was our first event. We were a bit nervous. We were
Wow.
normally used to going into locations where basically we were kind of go right, even if it was an event that a hotel or what would put on, they would basically turn up in the night and they go over to you guys, and that would be it. But at Castle Fraser, they took us through, they did the tour. The staff got involved as well. We asked them round with us, and they got involved. It was just absolutely brilliant. And I think it's the first time where I really relaxed at a public event because I don't sleep the night before a public event, and
Oh, bless you.
I'm really normally kind of wound up during a public event, trying to make sure nothing goes wrong because I want the public to enjoy it,
Yeah.
But at Castle Fraser, I just managed to totally relax because the staff were just so brilliant. It was just like, yeah, this is gonna be a great night. Yeah,
Yeah,
there,
and that's where, I stayed there when it's a hotel.
yeah.
And yeah, I was supposed to be in the gatehouse, and they actually put me in the red room, which was allegedly the most haunted room in the location.
Hmm.
So, but oh, it's just a stunning place. It really was. Shame it's not open. Shame you can't have afternoon tea there in the Great Hall.
Yeah, it's a shame some of these places. Yeah, that some of these places have. Castle Stewart here's another one that's completely closed its doors just outside Inverness as well.
Mhm.
And it's such a shame. And yeah, Stefan kind of opened the door for paranormal groups at Leith Hall when he worked there. So
Wow.
it's, as I said, it's one of these things. If places are comfortable with a group that they've got, and we've got locations that we, certain businesses and that they use us. They don't go out and seek other groups or anything like that. If other groups approach, they say no, we've already got a group.
Yeah.
So, but nobody, in reality, nobody has the right to go, that's my location, and we would never go, that's our location.
Yeah.
Never an issue around that kind of thing at all. All we ask is people are above board, and
That's
that they're not
it.
sneaking around behind our backs.
Mm.
And because that's not really professional to sneak around behind your back.
No, that's
and,
it.
and basically, we did have one group who basically that's what they did. They obviously came to our website and then they just went around and they contacted every single location that we had listed on our website.
No way.
That's
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, guys, just come and speak to us. If you
Yeah.
come, speak to us, we could have got. We'll do a joint event.
Mm. Yeah.
But no. So it's like
There's a group I know who sort of copy ideas.
Yeah.
Somebody runs something, they call it something. They run the same thing, call it the same thing, and you think, well, you can call it anything.
Yeah.
And then you Google that on Google, and you can see who's run all the events at it, and they've done one there, and it's just do what you do,
Yeah. Yeah. As you said, you either get on with folk or you don't get on. And
yeah, that's right.
it's as simple as that. As simple as that. And Stephenson, Boyne Airfield's another one that would be
Sounds good.
really, really good. I know Stephen's done that a few times. No way.
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, you need to tell me, Eileen, offline who that was. I do like some gossip.
Ooh. I wonder.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, quite frankly.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because voice recorders are so dangerous, aren't they?
Yeah.
And people can misuse them.
Yeah, we've done private cases where we've picked up conversations in the the neighbor's flat next door and things like that. It's like, oh my God.
Oops.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever caught anything on audio recorder that's been, controversial. I hope that continues.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, it's always listening. If it's on, it's always listening.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You kind of forget, sometimes, if you are doing a live, you can kind of forget and you just carry on and think, oh, what did I say,
Yeah. But no, but as you say, yeah, hopefully we keep plugging away. We're trying to get other locations, and new locations. So fingers crossed. We're in talks with another castle just now.
Oh, fantastic!
But it's early days, so we don't know whether that'll happen or not. And again, a lot of it will come down to how much it costs to hire it. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see where that one goes. But yeah, we'll keep going. We'll keep our fingers crossed and said hopefully we'll get yourself up here next time you're here. If it's not this year, it's next year. But definitely show you around some of the locations. We're looking forward to next year going down to Edinburgh and spending some time with Eileen and the folks down there and some of the other groups. I know Helen that's on the call. She's up in December in Edinburgh from Guernsey, so she's going to be touching base and doing some investigating with Phantom Seekers then as well. So
wow, that'd be cool.
I'm not sure whether we'll get a chance to go down at that point. The other thing we need to be wary of at that time of the year is the weather. So the road from Inverness to Edinburgh can be a
Yes, definitely.
bit ropey at that time of the year with snow. So yeah.
Oh no,
Definitely.
I know the lady who works at Elgin Cathedral. Is it
Yeah,
Elgin
yeah,
Cathedral?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've met her as well in Derby. So
Mhm.
I'm friends with her. So I did wonder about going to Elgin last year, but just ended up as far as Culloden. I didn't go as far as Elgin.
Yeah,
So it's not
I mean,
far from you.
You've got Elgin Cathedral, you've got Spiny
Yeah.
Palace. Um,
Yeah, I
there's
think she
plus,
does she's a tour guide
yeah, she does,
there.
but she
So
does,
yeah.
yeah, she does go ghost walks and history
Yeah,
walks and
that's
that
it. That's yeah.
in the town as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, that's good. Yeah, it's great to have folk like that
She
still
told
doing
me
it. I
off for
mean,
not grounding once. I was at Derby Jail and she told me off. Yeah, Linda, that's the one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've met Linda at Derby
Yeah,
Jail
do you know, I keep meaning
years
to go
ago.
through and do. I keep meaning to go through and do one of our ghost walks. I must actually get around to it. It's about an hour from here, so there's no
Yeah.
excuse. Um, but yeah, it would be good to do one and just to see how other folk do it, because I know
Yeah, that's
she's
right.
much more spectacular than me. I know she dresses up to do the walks and things that I don't, but
Yeah.
she dresses up some absolutely spectacular outfits to do the ghost walks. I have thought about it. Who knows with the
Yeah.
Halloween one? There's an October one coming, so maybe I'll
Well, that'd be
dress up for
incredible, wouldn't it?
dress up dress up for that one and see how it goes. But yeah, so I think we could chat for hours, but before we do kind of start to wind things up, have you got who have you got coming onto your show, or do you know who you've got coming onto the show over the next
I'm
few
not
weeks?
sure. I just go through stages of like booking loads of people. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I've got Andy Guy. He's on Monday. I need to contact him to sort that out. So he does a lot of the paranormal kit.
Cool.
So I first met him at the Parameet, and he sort of does more scientific devices. So the sort of hold together well. Like, you're carrying things around and sometimes you buy a kit and it breaks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So there's something what sort of works on temperature, something what works on air pressure, and even movement. Something moves. Little sensors for things. From the theory that if you've got certain conditions in place, scientific conditions, then it could be that there's a potential of paranormal activity. So it can actually, if you have things happen, then it could potentially forewarn you. And
Cool.
yeah, so
That's
that's going to
fascinating.
be an interesting one. Then, I've got Liz Cormel. And then I've got Dave Preston from Resident Ghosts. So yeah, I've got quite a few booked on actually.
Cool. And that's
So
Paranormal Path, isn't it?
Paranormal Path, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
a page, and it runs on YouTube as well. So yeah, I run on both of those. But I booked a lot of these people at Parameet, you see. So yeah, I had to check my calendar then.
No, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, you are busy, as we've been saying all along. I mean, you're always you've got, is it one or two chats a week?
Just the one
Just
generally.
the one.
But once a month it's two.
Yeah.
So me and Barry should be doing another venture, but we haven't kind of got around to it yet. We've just got to sort out sound.
Right.
I did try and set up the sound, but it went wrong because I've actually bought a microphone, but it went wrong. I've set my laptop up wrong and it's caused problems,
Right.
which is why I've got a slight echo now, which I can hear, and I don't think you can.
Can't hear it. No.
That's
No,
all
there's
right, but
no echo.
I can, like when I speak, I get an echo. It's
All
horrible.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I bought this mic. I mean, this is just a cheap mic I bought when I started doing these a bit more seriously and doing a few videos for YouTube as well. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's good that you're keeping busy. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll obviously we'll post the link again in the morning for Paranormal
bless you.
Path. And just give us a shout if you need anything plugged, and we'll be happy to plug it on the page as well.
Thank you.
A massive thanks to everybody who's joined us tonight, and we will have some more guests lined up. We're not as well organized, or should I say, I'm not as well organized as Jacqueline, because at the moment I don't have any
I'm not
other
usually
guests
so
lined up.
organised. In fact, I'd forgotten. But I'm tired, so yeah.
Yeah. But as I said, thanks so much.
much.
Thanks so much for coming on, Jacqueline. And thanks to everyone else again. We will see you all soon. The team are on actually next Wednesday night, before I forget. So if you're about, we've got one of our virtual meets next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. We'll be talking about what we've been up to recently. But until then, stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night-night.
Bye.
Bye.